Boudin and crackling, man.
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello everybody and welcome to Vlogcast episode number 56. My name is Russ.
I'm Kerry.
And we are the Roads We Roam. We're a couple living full-time in our little guy Max. We do this vlog 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays, we have a Faces and Places video. Basically, we take the camera with us all week long, and you get to see what we've seen through the lens of that camera, as well as what we've been talking about all week long.
We are in Livingston, Texas today. We're here for another day or so. We finally got all our stuff taken care of, all our registrations, everything. We are legit. Yeah,
so we had to re-register our trailer back here in Texas. That was kind of painful.
Just a little bit.
To the wallet. It was very easy, you know, what we had to do to get everything done, because since we're under a certain weight threshold, we didn't have to go get the inspection or anything like that. We just had to take the flyer in and show the state of Texas how much this weighed, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, note to self, if you're a Texas resident and you buy an RV outside of the state, that you are responsible for the difference in the state taxes. So if the taxes that you bought it in another state was higher, then it's a benefit. You don't get a kickback, but you don't have to pay any additional. But if it's lower, you have to pay the difference between the two for them.
And that was our issue, because we bought in New Mexico, and New Mexico's is quite a bit lower than Texas.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, so beyond that, we went and got our vehicle safety inspection done.
So that's another thing. A lot of people ask, if you're full-timing, how do you do the renewals? So we were able to renew online a few months ago. And then there's a rule that 72 hours, when you enter the state again, you have to go and get your emissions test. And so that's what we went ahead and did. We took care of that.
I think we were in less than 24 hours, maybe 16-ish.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we got all our little checklists done, and I felt so productive today.
Yep, exactly.
So I'm very happy. Well, I'm going to move right into Q&A Tuesday.
Nice. I love these.
Because some of these have been taken over the last week, and we answer them online somewhat, but I love to be able to just elaborate and go into these just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, because let's face it, not everybody reads the comments below, and there are a lot of great questions asked in the comments below. So.
Oh, well, this one is just a fantastic one.
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
Well, I know you in particular will really like this. So
okay.
Dino Carroll asked, love your t-shirts. How can we get one of those? So,
yes, we are designing those as we speak. I just got the final logo done. Now I just have to get onto the platform that we're going to use to sell them. I think it's going to be Spring Tees. But those will be out soon, and we'll have 2 different designs for y'all.
Yep. So we will have those by the end of this week. I think we will unveil them on Friday during our live show.
At least we'll unveil the premise behind it.
Yes, true.
Yeah. And
so, yeah, Russ has been working on that and getting it so that our logo could fit with the parameters that required for the t-shirts. A whole bunch of lingo I know nothing about. So, but we are very excited about that. Now, the ones you saw in the videos before, a friend of Russ's had actually made those for us.
Yeah, they were great shirts, but they were old school. We've kind of changed what we wanted to do a little bit.
And we only had a very small run of them. Those we had to order ahead of time and carry them around with us. Whereas these you'll be able to order online, whatever sizes you want, and can customize a little bit.
Yep.
So, all right, well, thank you, Dino.
Definitely.
All right, so the next one, Michelle Hauser said, Kerry, would you feel safe traveling the roads solo? And this one actually made me stop and think. Right at the beginning, probably not. It was very daunting to me. But now I would. And I think the biggest thing about it is educate yourself and take the normal safety precautions. Now, in my work as a fundraiser over the years, I traveled all the time by myself. So I was a little bit used to being a solo traveler for the most part. The only difference now is an RV park rather than hotels. So always be aware of your surroundings, educate yourself where you're at and where you're going, and when you get to a new area, figure out where your safety points are or who your safety contacts are. So for example, the other night, Russ and I boondocked at a rest stop in Mississippi. We made contact with a security guard in advance. That way he knew we were there. We got the permission, but we also knew how to get a hold of someone if something were to happen.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. You know, always be prepared. But even if you know that a place you're staying at, if they have security, even if you know you're allowed to stay there, I would say make contact with security anyways,
Yeah.
because then they'll know you're there and they'll be keeping an eye out for you as well.
And then just the knowledge base of RVing. If that's something that's what's daunting you, do some practice trips, you know, before you would make the full-time. Or if you're just doing solo trips, do some close ones until you get really comfortable with your rig and what you're doing. I've really been trying to learn a lot of the tasks that Russ has kind of fallen in the habit of doing, and I'm asking him questions about how he does it and why he does it.
Yeah, I'm worried that you're thinking of offing me or something.
No, gotta keep the muscle around.
All right, well, I gotta stay working out then, just to make
There
sure
we
that
go.
I'm of value.
Always. So then Stacy Forrest had asked, and this was questions about some of the trailers that we went to go visit at the Tampa RV show.
Okay.
And she said, hey, did you guys notice if Liberty Outdoors had the Ketter rail on the 2019 model? I love those bonnets you can slide in instead of the Thule awnings that we have.
You know, I didn't even bother to look at that. I should have. I apologize.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And really, I don't know how they would fit on ours because of that big tubing that we have. Now, the Mini-Max, I think you would be able to. But from what we could tell, no, we didn't see it.
But to be 100% honest with you, I didn't look for it. So,
yeah. But I will agree, those bonnets are really cute. Russ is not a huge fan of the bonnets, but I love the bonnets because they look really well. Janine Pettit, when she did her little tour and she had hers all decked out, she did the custom designs on the outside, had it look like little window shutters, and then the bonnet came out.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
So that was very cute. But we did not see it. And I would think if they had done that, they would have been displayed like that to show you.
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay, so Osh Toolman, a.k.a. Peter, had asked, or had actually given us a tip.
Oh, good.
We had done a tour of the 2019, and I was pointing out in the bedroom area, over by the television, they have put in a new port where you can put the USB plugins. On our unit, the 2018, it's over on the other side. And he said, Kerry had mentioned the change in the bedroom area near the headboard, that there isn't a USB charger, just a 110 volt outlet. Good news, you can change that. You can change a regular 110 outlet to an outlet that has both 110 and USB. He said they're very simple and easy. He gives a link. I'll put that in the notes below on how you can just get a simple adapter and swap them out. It looks like something I wouldn't even be afraid to try to do.
I think that's what you and I have done that in the house before. So I think that not putting the USB, but putting in different plug outlets. So I think that is very simple.
I supervised, or no, I just watched. But Russ has done that a couple times because I know you did it with dimmer switches and things like that. So it is definitely a, I would say, a fairly easy thing that you can do.
I think it's pretty simple.
And I think
Actually,
we may do it.
I think I might do the one behind the TV where the TV plugs into, because we have that 14-inch pillow top, and you can't get to our USBs or our plug outlets. You can plug stuff in, but there's so much pressure put on that cord because of the way our huge mattress back there is. But that's a great idea, Peter, and I think I'm going to do that to the plug-in where the TV plugs into in the back, because then we can at least plug our USBs in there.
Over in the bedroom area, so you don't have to get up.
Yep.
So we've switched, and Russ sleeps closer to the wall now. And so if he has to get his phone or anything, he's climbing over me. And so this way you would have
I try to remember to bring my phone with me, but sometimes I don't.
Well, sometimes it's got like 2% battery,
yeah,
so you
so
have
it's got to
charge
charge. That's true.
Okay, so Stacy Forrest had another one. So this is a response to our budget update video yesterday. And she said, regarding the budget update, does this mean more camper cooking with Kerry will return?
Yeah.
And this is because we were not good at all with our food budget and allotment. So the answer is yes, I'm probably going to have to really ramp up that camper cooking with a vengeance. So.
Check that video out, guys. It's the vlog. Yesterday, it would be episode 55. We went ridiculous for the month of December and January for food. We really have to cut that back.
And we are going to.
Yeah.
And then Petra, piggybacking on that, I think more home cooking is in order. Sorry, Kerry.
Yeah. You know what, though? I enjoy home cooking better. You know, sometimes when I'm thinking, oh, man, a cheeseburger from McDonald's or something, that sounds good, you know. Well, not really McDonald's, but maybe like a Whataburger here in Texas or an In-N-Out, you know, if you're in Arizona or something. Maybe that sounds good. And it does, but, you know, when we just sit down and have even a simple home-cooked meal, it tastes better. But it's not always, I'm not always craving that. You know, I'm craving something else.
Not only that, but if we're out and about, sometimes it's just, do we want to go back and cook it? Or is it quicker just to get it?
Yeah.
And we were falling into that bad habit. So, or we had food in there, but we weren't craving anything that was in there. So we would still cook stuff in the camper, but we would run back out and get something else for an entirely big meal, and then we had all this other stuff.
Yep.
So, yes, we, that's why I like these videos, because it's teaching us, you know, we're putting it out there, so we're being accountable. And Russ put a crazy, ridiculous jump from this last month to what we're going to spend this month, and I'm going to hold him to it. Had
I known that we were already, I think we were already like $90 in those first couple of days, I would have set it a little bit higher. But hey, I already said it, so we've got to try to do it.
All right, so you bring up a good point. We're $90 in, and part of that leads into Petra's, Improv Debbie had asked a question about how we tabulate some of those things. She said, do the things you buy at the Harvest Host sites go under lodging or food, since those are things you'll eat and drink? And
that's a very good question.
Yeah, it's really good. And I put it under food. And the reason why I did that, and there can be a case made to put it in either place, but the reason why I did that is because we can go crazy at some of these places and spend way more, and it shouldn't be under lodging, because the lodging is free, and we don't have to buy those things, but it is appreciated if you do. So you could always just do a little token thing. But you know, we went at that craft brewery, we had some beers, we had pizza, you know, that adds up a little bit, and you know, eating out along the way.
Well, we could have spent a lot of money at Island Grove again. You know, I mean, you and I talked about it. Had we had enough time, we would have passed through there and bought 4 or 5 more bottles of that stuff.
Well, and then we went through Louisiana, where Russ had to get his boudin. My
boudin, yeah.
So he had to get some of that.
Boudin and crackling, man.
But so yeah, we went a little bit over, but I think by putting it in our food category, that makes us a little bit more careful about how we spend it. Where if we said, oh, it's cheaper than what a campsite would cost, let's just put it in there, I don't think it's fair for us, especially as we're trying to train ourselves to do better when it comes to it. This way, if we know we're going to a place that's a craft brewery and pizza place again, then we can make adjustments with our food earlier in the week. So that's why I put it in the food, but it could go in either one depending on how you want to count it.
Yep, I agree.
And then Debbie also gave me a little tip, and I just wanted to pass it along to everybody, because I had spent a long time yesterday going back through the bank statements and the other little thing, the receipts, because I knew we paid cash for some. And she said that there is a budgeting tool called YNAB. It's budgeting software that she's found very useful. And she says it helps alleviate the manual tracking and goals and everything like that, rather than me having to do the hand calculations or even writing it on a calendar and then having to add everything at the end of the month. So I'm going to check that out.
Yep.
I know nothing about it yet, but I figured I'd throw it out there if anybody else knows it. I'd love to hear more about it. Or you can check it out as well. So maybe that'll help you if you're trying to work on
your budget,
on the budgeting and stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, those were some really great comments and questions, and suggestions for me on what to cook in the camper cooking with Kerry, because I think she's going to have to make a comeback.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking forward to those. I had a lot of fun shooting those videos. You know, so I think we should definitely do that. And one thing that I really would love for you to try to make is that boudin. You know, maybe do it a little bit with because your mom had amazing recipe for meat stuffing.
Yep.
And you mentioned, man, if we just switched out the rice for the crackers, you know, or crackers for rice, we would, you could probably make a boudin type thing.
Put a spin on it.
Yeah, our own personal boudin.
Yeah. Yeah. I will definitely try that. I'll have to try it. We won't record the first iteration.
Yeah, oh no. We don't want to put something out there and it's horrid, you know. We got to try it, make sure it's good.
Maybe some of it will make a blooper reel.
But maybe your meat stuffing just period could
But
be
I
one.
am getting used to, even though we were eating out a lot, I have been cooking more in here, and I'm getting used to my space.
Yeah.
And I showed it in one of the videos, but using this dinette table, if you slide it over, it expands the workspace.
Yeah, it's like an extension of the counter area there. Gives you a little work spot.
And so when I do that, then you can just use the little black fold-out table that we have if you're just going to do some work over
Exactly.
because it's a little bit height difference. But yeah, so hey, send me some ideas on things we can cook or some budget-friendly items that we can kind of pack along, and I'll try to work them into this stuff and we can try it.
Yeah, guys. Along with that, send us your questions, your comments, your tips, your concerns. We'll use them every Tuesday, and there's multiple ways to get a hold of us.
Check us out at theroadsweroam.com. We're also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and you can also download any of our vlogs via podcast on iTunes and Spreaker. That's all we have for tonight. Hey, Russ has another tour video for something else coming out.
It's coming out soon.
So check it out. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.